Hello there everyone and welcome to week 2. In this video I will be introducing your week 2 team activity. So it says for this activity we'll be focusing on templating in Node.js. We'll be using EJS templating engine as recommended, but in addition to that we'll also learn how to use Pug and handlebars. To start off this assignment, first I recommend that you watch all of the online videos course videos. So this week we're just covering sections 5 and 6, which will be just over 3 hours, roughly 3.5 hours to go through these. But they'll be very helpful because you're going to learn how to handle this templating and how to handle routes and everything and serve up client pages, which I got a lot of questions on last week on how to do when we were generating HTML through our JavaScript. So this first step right here, clone the following repository. This repository was just made for you guys. Refresh this real quick, make sure it's up to date. And it's basically a node project set up the way that you would actually set up a professional project. So go ahead and clone this as your first step in this team activity. And you'll notice, minimize that. I would recommend that once you download it, once you clone it, you go through and you inspect everything in here. Okay, so you'll notice that here's our index.js. This is where everything's going to run from, our server file. You can see we have this port set up for us to run this server. And you can also see that we have these different routes set up. Okay, this is using Express. We set up our static directories, our views, what engine we're going to use. If you decide that you want to use Pug or handlebars, you can use either one of those if you want to. They're here, they're just commented out. But you can see all these routes are being implemented. And so as you work on further team activities and further personal activities or anything like that, you can just add more routes. If I was going to make an application to allow a restaurant to order takeout or something like that, I might have another one of these that said, customer portal or payment information or something like that. I don't know, but additional routes that I would have in files. And then if I go into here under routes, and if I look at this, you can see here's an example of your team activity 1 solution, okay? And it has all the solutions that you need for it. And if I go to team activity 2, you can see this is just a placeholder for what you need, but it has these routes set up so that it'll actually go to this pages team activity 2, and I could go into views, into pages, and then here's team activity 2, and I could put everything that I would need for team activity 2 there. All right, and you can add as much as you want here to get everything set up for this team activity. All right, so I would recommend first that you go through that, make sure that you're familiar with the format of this repository, because like I said, you could use this for the rest of the semester. Just building off this, adding to it when you have personal assignments, for your projects, for your team activities, everything. Because from here on out, everything we do is going to be encapsulated in a single node project. Okay, so at the end of this week, you are going to push your team activity and your personal activities, both of them, to GitHub and to Heroku. And they're going to run in a single node project on Heroku. Okay, that's the main thing that I wanted to cover today. These instructions are pretty clear. So we do have an instructor solution that you can review once you're finished. And I do encourage you to review that and compare it with what your team comes up with. So I hope that this video is helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.